Deep in the Vatican, a rumored device sits locked up and apparently dismantled. A device that, if used, or a device like it is used, would mean the user would be immediately excommunicated from the Catholic Church. This device is known as the Chronovisor, and it gives the user the ability to see any event that appeared in the past, recent, or as far back as ancient Rome and Greece, if not further. Now, is it possible this device really exists? Well, many believers swear that it does. Skeptics, of course, believe it was all made up and a hoax. But the real question is it even possible for it to exist? In the hallowed halls of the Vatican City, where whispers of history echo through the ages, a tale of time and mystery unfolds. It begins with Father Pellegrino Maria Ernetti, an Italian priest whose mind danced at the crossroads of theology and quantum physics. He harbored a secret, a device of such power that it could peer into the very fabric of time itself, the Chronovisor. The year was 1950, and the world was just stepping into the atomic age. Father Ernetti, a man of cloth and science, embarked on a clandestine journey with a cadre of geniuses, including Nobel laureate Enrico Fermi from the Fermi paradox, and the telecommunications pioneer Guglielmo Marconi. Together they toiled in secret, their minds alight with the possibility of capturing history's echoes. The Chronovisor, a marvel of antennas and cathode ray tubes, was said to harness the residual electromagnetic radiation left by the past events. It was a window to history, a machine that could tune into the echoes of time and bring forth visions of ancient triumphs and tragedies. But as the Chronovisor's legend grew, so did the shadows of doubt. Skeptics questioned the science, the Vatican's involvement, and the very existence of such a device. Was it a leap of faith, a stroke of genius, or merely a figment of the imagination? The Chronovisor worked with a series of antenna systems, cathode ray tubes, quantum lensing mechanisms, time location tuning mechanisms, and amplification and reconstruction, and an interface and observational experience, i.e. screen and audio. The idea is that this antenna system were precisely calibrated to capture residual electromagnetic radiation from historical events. These antennas were meant to pick up the faint echoes that were claimed to reverberate through space-time continuum, capturing data that could be transformed into moving pictures and audio with the other mechanisms in the device. The cathode ray tubes were responsible for translating the electromagnetic data into visible images and sounds, recreating the event being observed, enabling viewers to witness historical events with their own eyes and ears, akin to being there. Quantum lensing was used to manipulate the curvature of space-time using advanced quantum principles. By bending space and time around the captured electromagnetic signal, this would create a lens through which the past could be observed. Time location mechanism is the most interesting one that I will touch on later. This design allowed for selecting specific points in time and space. You could input dates, times, locations, and simply tune into the electromagnetic echoes. Of course, these signals needed to be amplified and reconstructed, so there was advanced signal processing techniques used to enhance the quality of the observed events. And the final interface was a user-friendly interface with a screen and speaker system, so you could grab a bag of popcorn and watch the fall of Rome, or in the monk's case, Jesus' crucifixion and the creation of the Ten Commandments. This sounds very familiar to what ghost hunters use with the EVP concept, where electronic recorders can pick up audio from ghosts or energy that lingers around a certain location, i.e. picking up on the haunting. And quasi-theory about ghosts and hauntings is that there is an energy or some part that imprints on a location that can reside there and affect the people of the current time who are inhabiting the location, with some speculating that this could be what people see as ghosts. I leaned on this fairly heavily as my main theory of what ghosts and people seeing ghosts may be in fact be, but there's also a big problem with it, and of course with the Chronovisor's concept as well. Though you could say there's at least attempted to counter this flaw with the coronavirus. I'm also not here to debunk anything. Viewers of this channel know how I feel about debunkers. Plus there's plenty of other videos that tell the story of the Chronovisor better and debunk it more effectively than me. No, I usually try and find the line in the middle of if something is possible or not, and then let you, the viewer, make up your own mind. Or in the very least, maybe make you think. In this case, I have to point out the things that seem improbable, or impossible. Impossible, maybe not. So there's an opening here that all of this is very possible, and I might be completely wrong about my analysis. The main issue I have with both the EVPs and especially the Chronovisor is of location. Location, location, location. Meaning none of us on this planet is anywhere near where we were located in time and space 2,000 years ago. We aren't even close to where we were 1 year ago. We are on a rock, traveling thousands of miles per second not only around the sun, but also through the galaxy. As I talk about time travel, this rarely comes up, and if it does, like in the John Teeter story, it's waved away with one line that says something like location lock or temporal lock or something to explain why when you travel back in time you don't materialize into the void of space. In the case of EVPs, the ghost makes sense if it's an entity still existing to the physical plane with the planet. Residual energy can make sense, but to a point. Long enough time goes by and all energy dissipates without a new source. If we look up residual past events, it's at one point described as picking up on radiation, and other points quantum space-time bending. If it's space-time bending, well, that falls into the location problem I spoke about before. You'd most likely just see a window into empty space. If it's radiation, well, that dissipates as well. In the case of nuclear waste, it will stick around for a long time, but we're talking about regular human life through centuries. The residual radiation of millions of years and millions of living things would certainly, at best, be a complete and utter mess. Not to mention, why is it more likely to pick up on human activity and not ferocious animal battles? What is it about the energy or radiation that is able to differentiate into a scene that could be translated? Regardless, this part, if the right mix of possible physics we don't understand, it could possibly make it possible. However, this was back in 1950s, not really the quantum manipulating peak of our society. There would have to be enough information floating around and available for you to pick up a time and location, and again, if we were talking about anything in the past, we were talking about a completely different position in space and time than what you reside in when you're using the machine. So the space-time information has to be then said to be either entirely localized to the planet, which seems odd, or available anywhere in the universe at any time and place. So if not residual energy or vibrations of the time long gone, is there something that could explain how one could tap into the universe, somehow, and be able to pull up anything at any time and at any place? Well, there is something, and perhaps it's consciousness. Picture consciousness as an infinite tapestry woven from the threads of every thought, feeling and experience of every being that ever was. This tapestry extends through the cosmos, intertwining with the very essence of time. Now the Chronovisor, with its dials and gears calibrated by enigmatic scientists, taps into this tapestry. When the Chronovisor is activated, it sends out tendrils of quantum entanglement reaching into the collective consciousness. It's like tuning a radio, but instead of frequency, it's tuning into memories, emotions, and moments. The device hums and whirs, and suddenly images flicker to life, and its sounds echo out. Scenes from ancient Rome, whispers from the Library of Alexandria, or the clang of swords of the Battle of Hastings. But it's not just accessing random points, it's guided by the intensity of collective human focus. Major events where many minds are entwined shine like beacons, making them easier to pinpoint and view. It's as if the Chronovisor is a cosmic DJ, mixing and matching the hits of history based on the emotional resonance they carry. And so the Chronovisor becomes a bridge between us and the echoes of the past, powered by the very essence of what makes us sentient, It's a fanciful notion, a blend of science fiction and mystical musings, but isn't it entertaining to ponder? After all, the universe is a stage, and consciousness, perhaps, the ultimate audience. Now, you may wonder if your brain is like mine. Well, if consciousness runs through the entire universe, we should have access to any other conscious beings in the universe and from the future as well, since it is all interwoven in the universe. But here's the thing, and why you might want to lean towards consciousness being an answer to a whole lot of these types of questions. Because consciousness, even a larger universal consciousness, still requires us, the individuals, to be aware of something for us to tap into said consciousness. We are aware of our past, so we could tune into that. And we are not aware of the past goings-on of a distant civilization. So we may technically be able to tap into it all, but it is out of our sphere of awareness, like an invisible wall in a game. It separates us from the levels that we haven't been made aware of yet, and so we are kept in our limited box. But if it is real or not, consciousness or not, the truth remains locked within the Vatican's vaults, and the Chronovisor's tale continues to captivate. It stands as a testament to humanity's unquenchable thirst for knowledge and the timeless allure of the unknown. The story, wrapped in the enigma of the Chronovisor, is a journey through the corridors of possibility where science and faith collide in the quest to unravel the mysteries of time. Now it's time for you to tell me, what do you think? Is it real? How do you think it would work? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out a small channel like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.